flip my switch off. They act like they know us, but they know dog on big dog. Asking if it's still a flex, say they better go ask Booyah. Never think I'm gon' check, better pull up like woo. Come to place and I'm the best, I ain't worried about none who y'all. 24, no rest, stand on business, I'm too tall. Thought you was a threat, I do real life, do no tip for tat. On the internet, we don't do that, see I've been a threat, and I've been a vet. Thought you knew that way, I'm cashing checks, I don't owe no debts, I've been through that, see you SOS. SOS, SOS, see you SOS. Need a life vest, need no mic check. SOS, 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 see you SOS. We don't talk checks, we get to it. All in for the jackpot. Every time I want the last shot. Championship ring. Went to starter from a mascot. Went to rollies from a G-Shot. Brand new kettle, no teapot. You should know I don't play. Go sicko mode like I'm T-Scott. Eagle vision from the treetop. Went to image from a green dot. Never had no limit, but I had some Reeboks. Keep it humble, but the fee's not. In the game, no free spots. But I earn what's mine. Nothing less, I'ma shine. SOS, thought you was a threat. I do real life, do no tip for tat. On the internet, we don't do that. See, I've been a threat, and I've been a vet. Thought you knew that way, I'm cashing checks. I don't owe no debts, I've been through that. See you SOS. SOS, SOS, see you SOS. Need a life vest, need no mic check. SOS, 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 see you SOS. We don't talk checks, we get to it. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun of 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold, bang roll, on the go, ice wall, ice wall, ice wall. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I miss my baby, so I hit them on the FaceTime. I need it all for them, so no, I cannot waste time. Facing these oceans, feel the water on my waistline. We trust the process and my only know it takes time. You can get it, got no worries, I'm gon' make mine. Going global, I'ma get it out the state lines. Paying taxes at a more than what you make now. Different bracket, eating off a different plate now. For my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it.
Good morning all. Yes sir, yes sir. Hope everyone is well, hope everyone is good. Does my camera work? Yes it does. Let's have a look what we got going on for today on the 2nd of December. Today is National Day in my country here in Dubai. It's not my country. I'm an expat, even though I was born here. So I do consider it somewhat my country, but I'm not considered part of the country. But it is National Day here. When I was a kid, National Day here was insane. Absolutely insane. We used to drift cars on the road, burnouts, backfire, you name it, man. just absolutely hooligan it everywhere to do loads of bullshit. Where are you born? I was born here in Dubai. So let's have a look at the analysis here. We see gold pushing up for now. A little bit of setup 2 buy there. That was 5-minute structure. Ooh, nice. Did have that type of thing. Morning, we had some sells in the morning come and play out. Now we're trying to play out some buys. So it's a very interesting spot. Very interesting spot. So let's check the calendar. Today we are pretty clean. 2 o'clock, sorry. USD POW spoke this morning at 5 a.m. Yapping as usual. Unemployment rate a little bit late. Yeah, nothing too crazy, man. We're pretty clean, to be honest. Pretty clean for the day here. Let's go ahead and do the analysis. Starting off on the daily time frame. We close week bullish on daily time frame here. Guys, look at the zone we're coming from here. Very important. Rejection from that 50 level. 4 hour creating resistance around that 50 level. We did spike up to 64, but nothing closing above the 60 level or anything there on a higher time frame. But in saying that, we did close this previous 4 hour bullish, and for some reason we're finding support right here. This was an old support back here. The only reason I've drawn it is it's because it's a 15-minute support, so I should put that as 15, but I didn't. It's not like a major zone, but we are respecting it. So we are technically bullish bias today, but if you think about this kind of like a setup 3 on 4 hour, and we're closing below the range, if this 4 hour closed back in the range, completely different story. I don't really see this as completely bullish, although if I do see higher low structure, I can look to buy it back up, especially back above here, or better if we can buy to this zone here. Let's see how it looks on 30-minute time frame. Yeah, we're just tapping the 30 here, but if we do create some sort of resistance here, we had this massive candle come through here, monster of a candle. What was that? Almost 200 pip candle. So retracement is pretty normal. If we can create resistance, we can find ourselves on the way back down, because 30-minute also closed below the range here. We had a deep 30-minute close, even closing below this previous little thing. So we did cross it with a wick, but we did close, break the low. So if we do see some sort of resistance form, we can look for some potential sells. But if price wants to continue up, then we're going to see a higher low be put in, and we'll buy above the highs. It actually could be quite tricky, because we could have a sell setup that actually is ending up being a buy setup. It's totally possible today. So that is the one risk, is that we could have, maybe we see a, so the way we can avoid that is, let's say we see 5-minute bearish, we see 15-minute bearish, but only that is a structure to continue up bullish. So we might want to wait for maybe changes of structure where we have a lower low on the 5-minute, something like that, to give us confidence, to tell us, hey, I think now we're maybe ready to try some downside. If not, then we can use that pullback for maybe upside opportunity here. There was, I guess this was a nice buy play from the bottom of the range here, a little bit before stream. It's playing out nice there, so that's pretty nice as well. Good volume here this morning, man. Great volume. So the only thing we hope is that we don't die in volume now that we come to London, because this is great start of the day. Sick volume here. So moving on to DAX here. Some good volume coming into DAX as well. Daily time frame here closing bearish. We can see strong bearish candle close. 4 hour will be closing bullish here. Stuck at this 4 hour resistance here. This is going to be target for the day. If we can trade above it, then this could be a good support candle to try retrace some of this move. And I'll be looking to play buys here, especially, we have the 5 minutes until the Frankfurt Open close here. Just lacking some structure at the moment. We had this big breakout that's coming out of nowhere right now. If we can form some sort of structure, it's going to be great to continue these buys. If not, this could be a little nasty fake out move here, and we could actually end up selling. But I do like that we're getting above 4 hour. What would be perfect for the sells is if we can respect the 4 hour, create some sort of bearish candle. We retrace this move that's just happened right now. But this is a massive consolidation with an expansion here. So we're seeing a resolution of this range we had, right? So we consolidated since Asian 5 a.m. We consolidated till around 10 a.m. It's quite a long consolidation. We faked out to the downside, and now we're having this big resolution. So it would be really nasty market conditions if this resolution reverses the whole price again. But it looks like it's pushing through here in one candle, which always makes things more difficult for us. I guess your weigh-in is on this 1 hour candle, but breaking the high. But again, all early in the session here before London. Let's see 30 if there's no weigh-in on 30 as well. Unless you took this one here in Asian, but then you get stopped out, I feel. Unless you ran the safe stops. Which is kind of the only play I see to be part of that move. Otherwise, I don't really see something viable. Now, if we're looking at... just have a quick look at... Just want to see what Forex is doing here. This is the zone I was looking from yesterday on JPY. Daily candle closed bearish, but 4 hour candle is doing what now? We're continuing a bullish pressure right now. 1 hour time frame is doing what? Trying to get above this zone for the first time. Trying to break out of this level right now. Do I trust a straight breakout? Probably not like this. I probably want to do one more pullback and I buy on that pullback for a little bit. Try swing it a little bit, to be honest. If I can get in on the pullback, just the way we've pushed up into here, realistically, I want to be in from this candle close here at 4:30 a.m. Asian. This candle here, then this is now at my TP. Fill this wick and continue instead of buying the highs here, because if it's going to manipulate the range, it will manipulate the top of the range. It's a lot what we see in London. So if we can get a pullback here, and then I buy the setup 2 back up towards the upside, that's going to be perfect. If not, then I want to see structure above here. Hold this 4 hour. I need to see us hold the 4 hour. It's going to be really important to hold this previous 4 hour here. It's actually a little bit lower. That is a very important zone. You can see how many times we wick to it. I want to see us hold it. Oh, that's why I put it there, just to the 15. So if we can't hold it, it's going to be tough for price to continue. So gold here, let's see how we form. But realistically, that's the analysis there. That's the analysis there. Hopefully it made sense to everyone. Let me know in chat. Write a yes in chat if the analysis made sense. Plans are clear. Everything is okay. So we can see. If not, type your question. Zooms is all good, which is nice to see. Let's see in YouTube chat, how is everyone coping? Only one person the plan made sense to, so that's great to see. So at least one person is benefiting. The rest don't know what's going on, which is good. So out of 148 people, we got one reply. Great. Nice to see everyone is active and awake. Zoom chat's awake. I'm talking about YouTube chat. Okay, some people awake. Brilliant. So yeah, I didn't took that setup too. It seemed to me very early impulsive for this hour, don't you think? Seems like early trades are sometimes giving you a shot these days. It doesn't really care. Like London has not really been a consistent volume time. Like we normally get actually volume around London, outside London. Like look at yesterday, DAX, man. Completely outside of London, it decides to move its ass. And then New York retraces the whole move. But in London, it doesn't really do too much. This is London. This is your London session. Mostly manipulation, right? Range, manipulation, inside of the range. This is London session. Check this out. This is what's nuts. This is your start. This is London. And this is at the end, like 140. 20 minutes before the 4 hour close. Then we actually move. So that's London. This is after London. Did you take anything yesterday? No, I didn't take anything yesterday. I was looking at US 30, but it just ended up forming into a range. It was quite shit. It popped up, popped down, and then ranged. I don't really see much. Yeah, the open was pretty shit, if I'm being honest. Wasn't too impressed with the open. Open came, big bullish candle. Then it started pushing here. I wanted some sort of structure. Then we didn't close above the range. Then it just pushed. Then it retraced the whole move. No top wick on this candle here. 1 minute limited structure. Look at this. Normally we want 1 minute change of structure. Kind of had it up here, but no 5 minute close at that time. Then the next one open, no top wick. Retraced the whole move. Then maybe I said, okay, we can have structure to continue down. Maybe we want to fill this big LTA we have here on 15. Instead, we just closed back inside the range here and then decided to head up again and then just range. So I'm like, okay, not really doing too much, to be honest. So I just said, I'll give it a miss. How to manage a lost trade in 5 minute time frame? Or your management of your trade is going to be your stop loss. So have a good stop loss from the beginning. What's your profit factor top step account? What is that in analytics? You can find that out. You can check if it's in analytics. It tells you in where? In analytics, I'm guessing. Profit factor 3.12. 3.12. Least profitable day Tuesday, $400 loss. Most profitable 1,500. No trades yesterday, bro. That's what happened on US 30. I did take a trade this morning, though. Sells on gold. That was about it, though. Thought I was gonna get stopped out, though. What I've noticed is that you get more entry opportunities from 6 to 8 UTC after London Open. Everything gets messy. Yeah. It's a different volume time. So sometimes these early trades now, these days, it doesn't really matter. If you have a setup, take a setup. I kind of feel like you get away with that these days, unless you're just in an actual consolidation time. But if you see volume in the market, it makes sense. Should we trust 5 minute DAX close? That's up to you if you should trust it, man. I've said my plan is pretty clear. No structure, no entry for me. That is just a very strong rule I have, man. I am not going to be the guy who buys the highest point of the day after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bullish candles. I am not going to be that guy, man. And if it plays out, very good for those who can buy. Very good. But for me, that logically and historically does not make sense. Why should you... This is like as retail trader as it can get, you know? Oh, close above, close my eyes, press buy. And then they all say that breakouts suck. Breakouts never work. Price closed above. Fucking 8 candles later it did, yeah. No wonder it didn't work. No wonder. 15-minute candle close 8 minutes. We can close bearish. Maybe we can get set up 2 back down. We would have a 5-minute change of structure if this can close bullish in 3 minutes. Would you consider leaving a runner since the market is trading in big ranges? Yeah, but you need to have a target for the day. What do I mean by that is if you're going to consider to leave runners, you need to have a target that you need to reach for the day. So I could say today, if I'm looking for sells, my target maybe could be all the way down here. That would be worth a runner. Right? But if you're taking buys and your target is here, maybe it's not worth a runner. Or maybe let's say you're taking buys up here and the next resistance is here. Maybe not worth a runner. So there has to be a situation that tells you if it's worth a runner or not. Also, how are you going to manage a runner? So if we can create some 5-minute structure on DAX would be nice. Would be nice. Give us a chance. GJ buys. Let's see if we can pull back first. Nah, that's a rubbish close, man. I can't buy on that close. You could technically buy on the 1 hour, but you know. That's your 1 hour buy right here. That's your buy. I'm trying to swing more, GJ. Not swing, but at least intraday. So I'm going to be a buyer today from somewhere here. If we can get somewhere back to here, I'm going to be a buyer. Then I can target all the way up here and not need to worry about pullbacks. Would December typically be slow? Not the beginning of December. If you call a 200 pip candle a slow, I don't know what is a good market then. That's a 200 pip move in 15-ish minutes. Pretty good to me. Pretty good to me, 200 pip move in 15 minutes. Followed by a support candle and a move of 100 pips back up. So if that is slow, wait until you see what real slow is. For Forex pairs, it's all based on fundamentals is the driver. So if there's lack of fundamentals in the month of December, price will not push. But if there is good fundamental catalyst, then it will push. Like I've really, in my 5 years, I've traded Decembers. Beginning few weeks have been the same. I don't notice, oh, the month December comes and everything shuts down. I do notice over 5 years is that the last few weeks of December definitely are a little bit rubbish. Like sometimes, some days there's amazing moves. Like it will move very heavy, but other days it's just doing nothing. And that's because it's coming close to a holiday season, so that makes sense. And you want to be like that. You want to take some time off. You want to reset a bit. You don't want to be trading right up to the last minute. I remember I used to be that. I thought I needed to be at the chart maximum amount of time. I mean, if you're a beginner, it's fine. If you're a beginner, it's fine. When is the last trading day in December for you? Haven't decided fully yet, but for sure not past, I think it's the 19th. That wouldn't make sense. Like based on the days, yeah, 19th, because then it's the Christmas week and then the New Year week and then the New Year comes. So I'd say the 19th would be your best shot. wonder if this previous range here is going to be of some relevance. See what 5 is reacting off it. 1 minute is reacting off it. I mean, if we draw it differently, I guess it is. If we draw it like this, let's see if the 1 minute is right at it. No, it's kind of not. So the real question is distinguishing bias today. With a sell bias, we can sell down back towards the lows and maybe get extension. But if we want to continue up today, the only problem I have with selling right now, let's see how smart you guys are. What would be the issue with selling right now, given that we have a perfect setup? What are we lacking right now, given that we have a perfect setup? What is something that's going on the chat? So we'll put that as a quiz. Actually, we can't quiz because then I have to give the answer. So you guys type it in chat. Type it in chat. What are the reasons, right? There's not only one right answer. There could be. You know, but I want probably 3 things. But you guys should be thinking about this. Bias and no volume. I don't think that there's no volume. That is definitely not true because we've just moved 100 pips in 30 minutes. So it's definitely volume there. Everyone who's saying bias is definitely correct. That is true. Definitely bias is going to be a correct answer. I like, yeah, so the next one is going to be the retest, right? We're not tapping anything. So that's a big one for me. That's a big one for me. So that's a very important one for me. You know? But in saying that, we do have this resistance level here. So you could argue both sides, right? We not tapping 15, but tapping 30. But then does that mean we need a 30 bearish close, you know? So there is some factors to be argued. No top wick? No, that has nothing to do with this current scenario. You know, yesterday we just rallied in London, if you remember. Just had this little rally yesterday, non-stop. We had the same scenario. This looks very... Can you guys see this? You guys need to notice patterns. I want you guys to wake up in your brain and really notice something. 300 pip move towards the downside, London retrace. Today we're having similar scenario, not 300, we have 200 pip move towards the downside, but we're trying to retrace it again. So where did the best buys come yesterday that I was talking about? Obviously from the bottom of the range, which is 9:30. This one came at 10:30, an hour later. But then was this little pause when we had the liquidity grab, then the close above. So if we can get that today, that's a clear buy signal. Remember, we were just starting stream at this point here. No bottom wick on this candle, hard to enter. But now we're here at the charts. If we can get that, would be great. Question is, are we gonna get a little pullback right now or a liquidity grab? Can this next candle do it for us? We don't have 5-minute candle closes above and all of that stuff. 30-minute, we just closed bullish right now, but again we're closing below the 30-minute resistance. So it's a helpful close because we created support, but it's not that useful. Why? Because we're closing below the 30-minute resistance here. So us closing below the 30-minute resistance doesn't really help us too much, you know. Morning, Harry. Please check Euro USD break above current candle high. A little bit of pullbacks to go up. Let's see what your plan is here. So you're breaking and then you're looking for pullbacks to continue up. Just have a look at what daily is doing. Back into this zone here. Long rejection wick. 4 hours created support from here. Trying to continue up a little. 1 hour time frame. Trying to break above now. Yeah, that would be good, man. If you could get that pullback, I think would be great, right? Would be way better than buying the highs right now, is to get that pullback. So your plan makes sense. See, GG. Moving 100 pips in a few minutes can mean no passive sellers and buyers, not necessarily volume. That can be argued, man. That could be argued, because in order for us to move 100 pips in a couple of minutes, we need orders to come into the market. And that orders can be considered as volume. So it is very, your statement may be true in one context, but in the other it is considered volume. Because then what would you consider volume? Right? Because volume in definition can just mean orders, but those orders don't have to be actually placed in the market, right? Market could have big volume, but at different levels, right? We might have 1 million sell orders sitting at this level here, 1 million buy orders sitting at this level, meaning that the market has good volume, right? But it's just not, you know. So I'm talking about candle volume. Now, I'm not talking about general market volume. Is there orders being placed? I'm talking about in the candle. Volume means the number of lots and contracts. Now that's a different type of volume, right? That's your size volume. That's not necessarily, we have like, you know, I mean, you could convert that volume into lot size and stuff like that. If you click the candle here, it should tell you the volume in the candle. Remember, there was a trick. Oh, there we go. Change. No, it only tells you change. It'd be cool if it told you. Interesting. Why when you hover over the candle it changes color? Oh, it's telling you that candle. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, exactly. In CFDs, Forex, you can't see volume. In futures, you can. Exactly. You just found that out? Found what out? No, I knew about this one, but I wanted to see if I could see volume on that candle. Like, I know it shows me open, low, high, but I want to see if I can find volume. Where is volume? Which indicator do you see? It's called EYES indicator. Very good indicator. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. 5-minute candle closing above here. No bottom wick on this, but maybe on broker we do have. It'd be good to reference and see if we do have it on broker. Yeah, we do have a nipple wick on broker. So there is a wick there. Would this candle be worth it sending it based on yesterday's price action? 30 pips for 30 pips. No bottom wick on this current candle on my broker. Breaking the high already. Let's see what 1 minute is saying here. Yeah, no chance, I'm afraid. That's just a problem for me. It's already aggressive just going on a 5-minute like that. But if my 1 minute is just going to be straight like this, it's just kamikaze. The indicator is invite only, special. EYES indicator. Thanks, man. Been watching your videos and taking clear residue from it. Not to always buy the rip, but wait for proper structure. Equal pullbacks, continuations might wait. Yeah, exactly. Because you need that sort of structure. It creates liquidity, gives you confidence that prices, like most people, like most retail and most people, just buy at the highs in most scenarios, and that's normally where it fails, which is something that I'm experimenting with, because that's a good spot to sell at that point. Because then you can start to think opposite, and when you can start to think opposite, you can start to play a new hypothesis. See what DAX is doing here. Would be DAX good to sell? I mean, we have previous daily to support us. We're also coming from a 4 hour, so it is a potential here. Love to see this 5-minute close bearish, next one close below to give that idea. That would be a nice idea. At least a 15 close bearish, I think, would be due here. If not, then maybe we could look for the continuation of buys above this 5-minute resistance here, if she wants to continue. We'll have to be a bit aggressive with management, because if it wants to fake out, it will do it. But we'll see here in about 2 minutes 45 seconds how we close. This might be the continuation play. Nice LTA here. 15 looks good. 1 hour also is pretty high up. You know, all these 15-minute wicks together is enticing me that if we break the high, we might get a volume push in this LTA. If I run current candle stops 18 points. Ah, that's the push, yeah. Wonder if I would have been slipped. I didn't have enough time to calculate. Oh, it's all right. Morning, wanted to know if QT, you mean by quantitative tightening, would make dollar bearish potential UJ sells? Yeah, but I don't think we're gonna see that end too quickly. I think it's gonna be balanced, but yeah, typically it makes dollar a little bit weaker. No, it makes yeah, because we would be going into a quantitative easing environment. Quantitative easing environment helps the stock market, helps everything else except the dollar, right? So this is, yeah, I kind of wanted a bit of an impulsive entry here. This is a kind of pattern I've noticed when we have these wicks together. I don't know if I would have been slipped or not, but sometimes you just put a buy stop there and boom, it comes through pretty fast and then you're in profits and now you can make a decision. 32 seconds here. We'll see if we can get a good bottom wick. We can maybe run stop loss below the 4 hour here. That's what I'm going to consider. If I can get a good bottom wick, would mean to have like a little bit of a 1 minute pullback. I can run stop loss below the 1 hour. Not 1 hour, sorry, the 4 hour. Because we have to respect that if we want to continue up. Would be more of an aggressive entry. So let's see, because in order for me, I mean, I could run the full 5 minute stop loss right now, 24 points. Let's see if it's worth it quickly. 22. Nah, it's pushing it, man. Let's see if we can just get 1 minute pullback here. Form us that, and then I can run stop loss somewhere here. That would be great. Might be able to do it. Any new car videos coming up? You mean I bought another car? No, I didn't buy another car. GT3 is not impressive. I'm happy with it. I'm using it. Plus, I'm putting my money in other things, man. Once you get involved in a real estate game, it's ridiculous. If I didn't be involved in real estate, then I can live like a Miami guru. Especially if you finance it. Pretty easy to live like a Miami guru. But that's not what I'm about, really. I buy a car not for flex, it's because I have passion. There's no 1 minute structure, man. We're just failing to form 1 minute structure, but I'm wondering if I can just put stops here instead. I mean, this is a little 1 minute structure on here, but on my broker, it's not the same. The candle's doji. The candle is doji. Oh, you mean me racing with my cars? Yeah, I'll probably put it on Instagram if I do make a video like that. I mean, my channel is about mainly trading and stuff. Maybe in a day in the life I'll put it or something. I don't know. This move looks fishy on my broker, man. There's just like these weird gaps and stuff like this. It just looks really fishy on my broker. I just don't understand. Anyone have the same thing, or is it only IC, man? Because 1 minutes are having like this big gaps, man. This is how my broker is looking. It just looks super fishy for me. Looks super fishy. I just don't like, that's a slip, that's a slip. I'd be slipped here, slipped here. It's just when I see that, normally when DAX does that, means it's low volume. That's what it means. I mean, spreads are not that bad, right? They're not that bad, but normally this means low volume. But I do like break of high, man. I really do like 1 minute for the 15 to close. Whoa, look at how much I would have been slipped. Whoa, this is ridiculous. You can't trade that. What the? Look at the size of the candle. That is nuts. Bro. I don't know. What do you do? I don't know. That just put me off. I was watching it, but I like I said, I did like break of high, but weird gaps, man. Just weird gaps for me. If this can settle somehow, I would be happy. I mean, the slippage might not be that bad. It's 2 point slippage. It does make a difference in this because our range is so small. Like 2 points less would make us 17, 16. But I'm wondering if I should just try it and see what happens. I need to see the orders go through. I need to see the orders go through. Setup is valid. Setup is valid, but I need to see how the orders react. I need to see how the orders react. How's gold doing? So we're back inside the range now. I really want what we had yesterday. You see this? If we can get this, would be great. Would be great. We can take some more buys. If we fake out here and break through this... Oh, now it's a bit tough. Yeah, we can buy on the next pullback potentially. Let's see what DAX does. If DAX comes back here, maybe we can try to navigate. I'm more interested because this just looks nuts to me. I mean, this looks like when I was trading shitcoins, to be honest. This is how shitcoins used to print. There's just a gap everywhere. I mean, it's really hard to go break even on this stuff as well because of these gaps, right? Because if you have a candle that's at entry, the next one will gap below your entry. I mean, look at this dump now. It's just absolute. The only thing in my mind is I just want to take a trade to see how it reacts. I want to see where I get entered, what happens. So this is what I'm intrigued in seeing right now, is how does my order react in these type of conditions? Because I wanna learn from this. I wanna see with these type of gaps what's going on with P&L and stuff like this. This means lack of volume. Essentially, when I've seen DAX gap like this, it just means like there's a orders, you know. Can do in demo account? Yeah, I don't have a demo account open. Does demo account look the same on IC? I'm not sure. They use different providers, and it's too much of a headache to open a demo account now to experiment. Go to it, log in, all of this shit. Based on the 1 hour, you're in this EU. Based on 1 hour, let's have a look once it loads. So you took it back there, stop loss down there, hold through this drawdown. Yeah, man, with this stop loss, you know, it's gonna be your best shot. Just have to let it do its thing. It's already done the retest. If you're gonna lose the trade, you're gonna lose the trade here. So now your best chance is just to hold at this point and trust your idea. I've taken DAX out of my pairs, it can get fucked. It's so, yeah, it's a little bit funny these days for sure. Q1, as soon as the economy in Europe get better again, it's going to rocket. But you can see on monthly, first time we've ever had a monthly consolidation that looks something like this. Go back in DAX history, you'll not find really something same. We've had long consolidations, yeah, but nothing that's just absolutely dojis like this. What does a doji mean? Because you guys need to understand what a doji means. Doji literally means that price open and close at the same price, so there's no progression on a month-to-month basis. All of this is manipulation. Because the real big guys trade on higher time frames, they're looking for bigger moves, and that's how they gauge an asset, right? Because if you were investing in a stock, you wouldn't really care what happens in 1 hour, right? 1 hour is not going to determine if your stock investment is profitable or not. So DAX works the same. It's an index, right? It's not a Forex pair. So it's an index, and they are measuring month-to-month growth on this index has been stagnant. There also hasn't been any negative. Why? Because of a little bit of money coming from US markets holding it up. Right? Look at compared to something like US 30, right? This is why I've been really putting heavy focus NYSE US 30 trading, because we're trending, right? We have month-to-month bullish candle closes. So we have some sort of direction. Same thing on gold here. These are the assets that excite us. Will excite me. Maybe not you. I'm having exams this week. Should I trade or come next week? Depends on how much priority you need for exams. How prepared you are. The markets are here to stay, but your exam, you have one shot now, so that is something to consider. I missed the whole fall of DAX yesterday. I got the long since it started. Still going. TP's yesterday's London high. See what DAX is doing here. You're in the long from all the way down here. You want to target yesterday's London high. I think Asian high. No, this is not Asian. This is New York high. Late New York, actually. 3 minutes for this 5-minute candle to close. How is my DAX price action looking right now? 1 minute is starting to get a little bit better. I've not seen a gap just yet. Let's see how this forms. Might be okay to maybe try get back involved, because I do like the idea to get back up into these highs here. I also do see us breaking this low and also selling, so there is two options here. Happy to take either. Happy to take either. Let's see if I missed any. Brother, you showed your profit factor on Top Step. What does that mean? Yeah, we can go over that a little bit. Let me just get back my Top Step. So essentially, profit factor is a measurement. It is a measurement of your loss compared to win. So you essentially want your winners to be bigger than your losers. So my winners about on a 50k account, $500. My losers are about $300. If you win more than you lose, you're gonna have a higher profit factor. Maybe they put it here. Yeah, ratio of total profits divided by total losses. So this is one of my accounts. So you can see obviously I have more profit, 3k, compared to having 1k. So that helps your profit. Another one of my accounts here, we can say you have here a little bit less profit factor here. But this account, I took it a little bit slower compared to the other one. Does your private group also suit those who only trade London and no NY session trading? Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Both new stacking, man. Stacking. Had two, now I'm working towards max. That's the goal. Max with Top Step. So yeah, definitely Cam, man. It supports London's trading a hell of a lot. Asian session as well. If you're in a country that supports Asian session like Australia, New Zealand, guys are pretty active during Asian session. Definitely something that goes on there. Unfortunately, I'm sleeping during Asian session. But if I was up, I would trade Asian session with the boys. Harry, your NY and swing trading video is no longer on YouTube? Yeah, I removed a lot of videos from YouTube. I removed a lot of videos from YouTube. I removed about maybe 40 to 50 videos from my YouTube channel. I'm on vacation, but still can't stop thinking about trading. Do you ever take a week or two off the chart where you don't look at the chart? I mean, I look at the chart casually, but I don't feel pressured I need to take a trade. Peak male experience. These days not been bad. Let's see how gold is doing now. That's interesting. 3 minutes for this 15 to close. Issue I have here is the higher low we have here. The higher low. How come you took some videos down? Sometimes when you have so many videos on your channel, it hurts the algorithm, because at that time I had 1,200 videos. Now I have 1,000 videos. So 1,000 is a lot, man. 1,000 is like more than people do. And also, if you think about a beginner coming to my content, there's just so much. So if I can confine it to stuff that is like, you know, done nicely, then it could be good. Another thing is I can remake old content in better ways, right? So stuff I wish I would have done in the past, I can remake it and be like, you know what, let me make it in a different way. The US 30 setups are doing well recently. Yeah, people don't want anything to do with money. I literally gave a little bit of a tip of one of the techniques I use for NYSE, and no one wants to watch it. You use the playlist? Yeah, I already have playlists, guys. I already have playlists. My fundamental videos are right here. Would you sell break of the high low on gold? What do you mean by high low? Put US 30 in the title. I saw you have bots commenting. I think it's hurting the algo. Yeah, I'm being bot attacked. Just typical shit, man. Everyone at some point wants to try take me down. The last video was fire. I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. That's the point. I don't mind if it got 10 views. It really doesn't bother me. As long as it helps 10 people fully. If it's 10 views and they don't care, then I'm upset, actually. I'm new here. Can I get started on what's happening here? I'm sorry for this, just a beginner. Well, welcome, man. Being a beginner is not something to be sorry about. We've all started from there, man. We've all started. So I'd recommend you at least catch up on some content on my YouTube channel. Watch some beginner concepts, like maybe the full price action trading course or something. And then, you know, just listen in on the streams, man. It will take you some time to get used to concepts, ask questions, you know, stuff like this. Where are you from, bro? Originally British. You can see my family history if you type my last name in Google. You'll find out. So 5-minute time frame here, dumping here. We have this 5-minute structural point right here. Something below here can open the doors for sells if we can get below there. My question is, am I happy just selling a 15 without 5-minute structure? That is what I'm trying to contemplate now, is am I okay with that? The only time I think I'm going to be okay with that is if I can get a good top wick to run, because I don't think 70 pip stop loss for a 650 pip target is going to make sense. So, oh, that closed. No, yeah, it has a bottom wick. So let me see. If we can get a deep top wick, and then if we do get that, then I think I can take this and rely on no 5-minute structure. If not, let me look for thunderstorm. Don't have access to the channels in Discord, but I paid everything. How don't you have access but you join Zoom? That's my question, because that would not be open. So we're trying to make a wick now. Let's see if we can come up. Maybe retest this 1 minute here. Retest this 1 minute. Maybe I can run stops there. Then I think I'll be able to take this trade for me. $30 pip stop, 50 pip target. That makes sense. So let's see if she wants to come up a little bit here. Looks like we're trying to make that top wick now. Yo bro, just got home from work. I'll go back on YouTube, watch your analysis from the start. My question is, session bias is bullish on gold, looks bearish. Yeah, if you watch the weekly webinar, it will make total sense from the zone we're coming from. You're not wrong, definitely not wrong to think about that, but the idea is coming from that. When you work backwards from that zone, I literally repeat this, when you work backwards from that zone, you start to understand. So the best thing is to do is watch the weekly webinar. I think we analyzed gold for like 15 minutes it took us to analyze it. And we speak exactly about what zone we're coming from right now. I'm not going to go 15 minutes through it right now, but essentially it's the zone we're coming from that makes us be okay today. Weak daily candle close, 4-hour breaking lows, it gives an option. It gives an option. The TV series, is that your family history? Yeah, it's about the war history we had. They made a TV series on our family, yes. Spin the wheel, I feel lucky today. Well, I'm gonna tell you a shocking fact. I had someone DM me and tell me that they're not happy with the wheel. And they think it's a waste of time on stream to do this every single day. They told me, hey man, why did you start doing this wheel? I said, what do you mean? Actually, 2 people have mentioned the wheel is silly. They're adult or kid. One adult who mentioned me specifically about the wheel. Another person reached out to me. They did mention the wheel was silly as well. Thought it was a bit of fun, man. I like the wheel. Red 2 every day. Look, we tap my zone here. 5 minutes gonna close back inside the range is my only problem I have here. But based on 15, it can make sense. So I think for me, I'll have a sell stop break of this low. We should not need to break this low to continue up. Obviously, I'd prefer a 5-minute candle closing below. That would be better. I sort of agree, it's not a waste of time. It brings out the degenerate of within you. Yeah, but I never thought people would take it that serious. But I guess I'm wrong in most of these things. People actually find it serious and they feel like they're actually gambling. I was just doing it just for fun, man. Actually made me laugh a little bit, which was nice. Okay, looking for potential. If I can get below there, would be good. Can run current candle stops. Something like that. If not, this is going to be a pullback for upside, which we can also start to capitalize, especially if this 15-minute ends up closing bullish. Do not lose sight that this could be a pullback for upside. So if this 15 does close bullish in 8 minutes, I will look for continuation. So it's in a pivotal point. We can either fail here or we can continue. All right. Oh shit, I just noticed I got slipped heavy. Oh shit. Oh, that's heavy slippage. Yeah, I have to close my trade at entry here, guys. Trade is valid, but I just got slipped too heavy, man. So if it comes back to entry, it's just below entry now. If it comes back to my entry, I'm gonna close because fuck, man. Yeah, so I closed because that slipped me too much. Yeah, sorry. I had to close that trade. Slipped me too much. It's messing up my break evens and everything like that. So I closed that trade, repeat. As you can see, I got slipped like, how many pips is this? 5 pips, man. 5 pips I got slipped. I mean, it's still valid, but my entry was supposed to be right here. I got slipped 5 pips. So I just closed that entry once it came back. It's too much. I mean, I could still hold and just try 5 pips more, but I hate being slipped like that. I don't like, I should be right at entry right now. So I'm going to look for a re-entry on the 5 minute here, guys. So I close that entry because I don't like being slipped. So I'm going to wait here and then I'm going to look for a re-entry on this 5 close here. If we can close back bearish here, which we didn't. Yeah, so I'm getting gaps on my 1 minute candle, man. That is weird today for me. That's another slippage here. But that slip is heavy, man. My limit is, I mean, 5, what's that? 4.8, man. 4.8 slipped. That's significant, you know. 4.8 is heavy, man. 4.8 is heavy. You can re-enter. Yeah, I'm going to re-enter. But the problem is 5 didn't close below. Let's see how it looks on broker. No. You know, there's one thing I noticed about slippage. Whenever I get slipped, if it doesn't directly go, it feels like it's a liquidity grab to continue up. That's one of the reasons I close as well. I've seen this happen a lot. Every time I get slipped and it doesn't just keep dumping, I feel like it's a liquidity grab to go up instead of a move that it feels like it was just a random order. But this is still the exact trade. Yeah, but it's different risk, man. I've increased my risk. My entry would be at the lowest point of the day. Right now, if I was in properly, I would be at entry. Like, I would be at entry. It's an easier decision to make, right? And the point I said about slippage. So if I can enter now, break of this low could be a little bit better. Maybe, let's see, for another re-entry. I mean, it's still valid trade, but whenever I get slipped, you have to make the decision fast. Because if I lose this trade, I'm losing 5 pips more. I'm going to be losing 1.2%. And it's just one of my things. Whenever I see something I don't like, I get out. Because that's, you have to control that, right? So let's see here. 1 minute candle closing in how long? About 5 seconds. So if we can close below and break this 1 minute low, I might give it a re-entry shot. But my re-entry stops, I'm going to probably run above this 5 here. So let's see. Yeah, if we can break this low here. If we can break this low, stop above the 5, gonna give it a re-entry shot. More confirmation. There we go. You know, I realize I click the button, but if I look on my broker, it hasn't broke the low. This is just messing me up today. This is just absolutely messing me up today. I was looking at 15-minute, and I realized on broker we haven't broke the low. What the fuck, man? Which one to trust is the question then. Which one to trust is the problem, right? Because I'm looking out here and I'm like about to click the button and then we haven't broke the low. Broker has low way lower, man. My broker low is at... Does everyone have the same, or is it only IC that's doing this bullshit? My low is at 209. Here is showing me 210. $209. Okay, thank God. So this didn't trigger you, right? At 210. Yeah, exactly. Okay, good. I'm feeling like I need to check this IC market problem or whose problem? Bullish all day? Yep, it's bullish if this 15 can close bullish here. Actually, I will also consider buys here as an opportunity, especially if we're breaking through here. Would be great. Would be great. I'm long on this. Yeah, I don't disagree. Remember we talked about, but we need this 15 to close bullish. It looks like it will close bullish. Then we can maybe consider those buys as one shot here. We can consider those buys. But let's see. Yeah, it did close bullish now, but now I need to see how the 5-minute, do I want a 5-minute close above here? That is the question. Or just break off the high can I go with? For buys? No, I'm not in a position for buys. It's about to break the highs. Do I trust this? Enough bottom wick we have here. Should we also journal the B? Yes. We should journal the B, but we're concentrating now because there might be a buy position here. But I need to calculate how much is stop loss here. 40 pips for 35. It's happening too fast. 1 minute, no structure. Your 5-minute candle closed above. Check on broker. Yes, it did as well for me. But can we run a tighter stop to get better risk to reward? Fuck, man. Because it's a different stop loss. I want to see if I can get away with stops here. Let me just quickly check this. I might have a chance. No, I can't. I can't. I need to run the full stop loss, but that means we need to break through this high here. If we make a deeper bottom wick, we can get away with this stop loss. So this might work if we do make the bigger bottom wick. Okay, sweet. Yeah, re-break of the high. Re-break of the high, we'll give it a shot here. See if we can get back up through the range. Yeah. Stops below. I think now with this retest here, we should be able to get away with probably stops just around here, depending on how it gets triggered now. Because on broker, I just double check now. I do have that 5-minute candle closing above as well. Here it closed at, but I do have the on broker it closing above. Got stop first position. Yeah, that's why I just closed at break even for first one, man. This one, my break even level though, will have to be this previous 15 level support here. That's like my minimum. So if I do get triggered in this position, it's going to be very difficult for me to move to break even. Maybe 15 key level we have here. If I see us struggling at that, I can close towards entry. But I kind of want to allow this trade to have breathing room, you know. Definitely about to melt, man. People are so 50-50, which I can understand, man. It's definitely in a spot that is 50-50. So I can understand it. I definitely can understand it. But for me, I set a plan, right? I said if we try to get below, which we did, I'm going to give it a shot for sells, close break even. If we get back above, 15-minute close bullish, with 5-minute change of structure, definitely plays out the idea for potential buys. Interesting thing now, 5-minute candle closing bearish. So what do I want to do here? I need to make a decision now. Do I still keep the buy stop, rely it, you know? If it closes weak, looks more like a thunderstorm. So I want to see how it closes. Still showing me positivity, you know, that's closing weak if it stays like this in the last 6 seconds, which I think it will. Extending the session, we normally trade. It's only just been London Open now. 1 hour is still bullish here. $15-minute pullback entry. We need a bottom wick on this 5. Let me just double check on broker if we have one. Yeah, now we do anyways. Doesn't matter. You know, I know it's gonna sound pretty wacky today, but if we do start breaching below here again, yes, the sell setups do come back into play. You know, I know it sounds really weird, but it is really being like that right now. So the sell setups do come back into play if we start breaching below here, but I need to wait 3 minutes to find an entry. I need to wait 3 minutes. All right, so now my buy plan is out the question, so I'll delete my buy stop. So keeping me safe there. If we ran the sells with original stop loss higher, like, you know, the sell idea we had here, but we just run this stop loss, we can just hold through this pullback. But it's a tough spot. Choppy, no, you guys were shouting at me in chat, buys, 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 buys. You were killing me in chat with the buys, and I told you it's really 50-50 from here. You need to have a plan. Like, I'm gonna screenshot all of this. I have total proof, right? I have total proof. Here's your proof. I'm long on this. Buys all day. Buys until Wednesday. Lol. Laughing at me trying to sell. Like I said, there is reasons. I could understand the buys. I'm also wanting to be a buyer with certain conditions met. Us breaking highs. But I was also considering being a seller based on the scenario we have. I had 2 conditions. And that's what I said. This is a very tricky spot. Do not marry something too much when we are in a spot that actually makes sense for both. And that's really important today, because I was telling you, I know it sounds weird, buys above here, sells below here, right next to each other. But yes, I understand your buys, but we are in that type of spot. We are in a spot where equally, if we start leaving this high, we can go continue this move like yesterday, which I can see the hypothesis here. But at the same time, we can also play out some of these sells. We can play out some of these sells. The problem was just looking for stop loss. Chat is killing your analysis? No, not at all, man. Because even if I held this position, my stop loss would have been hit because I used the smaller stop loss here. So that's why it was a smart idea to get out at break even. If I had an opportunity to maybe run stop loss, I'm trying to think right now where I could have run stop loss. I mean, above this 5 maybe, but this is just a bit of hindsight trading in my opinion. You know, I would have got maybe my 1-to-1, but I got slipped 5 pips. But let's say in a perfect condition where I didn't get slipped and I ran stop loss here, which can make sense. Yeah, it can make sense to run it here, you know. And then target your 1-to-1. Let's see. If you get executed perfectly though, huh? 41 and we saw 39. Oof. Wow. That is actually crazy. So it would have been 1 pip from a 1-to-1. One pip from a 1-to-1. Then did it come back to break even? Yeah, I think you would have been stopped break even with that. I mean, I got slipped all the way down to here, so yeah, it's a very, very interesting with the slippage, man. Very interesting. Look at DAX as well, huh? Just liquidity grabbed here. Market, yeah, that's why I'm trading with buy stops and sell stops at highs, right? That's why I want to be in, because I don't want to be part of these liquidity grabs in the middle, get chopped up, right? That's why I had a buy stop above this high. I needed to leave this high to go up. Believe it or not, if it still leaves this high, you have a chance. You're back in for buys. Good luck with your plan, man, but make sure not to overtrade today. You're going to blow a lot of money. Make sure not to overtrade. So I want to put my sell idea ahead. Oops, wrong. Yeah, that was the correct direction actually. And then I originally had stop loss here above this zone right here. You see, that's the problem. But we could have maybe extended it to here and we would have survived this. And then I think, but we got slipped. So with my slippage here, so 0.87%. That slippage messed you up. That slippage definitely messes you up. I think today would have been a nice day if we had no slippage. It would have been a lot easier to manage this. Because then I would have just allowed it to retest entry. Once it retest entry, I would have been basically fucked up a bit. Have to hold the drawdown. Stuff like that. So, you can journal this. The time is going to be very important, that this position was triggered at 11:52, so about 5 minutes before London. I actually closed a little bit in profit, but I always count those as break even because sometimes you lose a little bit. That's how I like to do it. Didn't hit TP because of stop, man. Because of stop. With the stops we had, it wouldn't have counted TP. Now we're coming back for the buys. It's actually really interesting price action today. 50 minutes liquidity grab now. My buy idea is coming back. 1 minute 50 seconds. I'm gonna wait for the 5 minute to close, and then again I try the buys again. I need 1 minute structure, which hopefully it can create now in the next 1 minute. And then yeah, as crazy as it sounds, that's why I wanted to go buys, break of this high. I'm back in for buys, and we see what happens. We just have extra confirmation. Market's moving a bit fast. I know it can be a bit confusing, but you're just waiting for your opportunity. It's not that hard when you know what you're looking for. Buys above highest high would be, yeah, but the problem is, let's see how we close in 1 minute. Maybe it closes a little bit higher. Then we're taking on that, you know. I hope it doesn't rip now. Straight 1 minute. Again, stop loss here is gonna be now 43 for a target of 34. We can use it as break even, but yeah, last 30 seconds. Interesting scenario, man. New 15-minute candle here as well. 30-minute candle in 15. Where can I... You know, stops is really difficult today, man. That's the one thing here. Have the total range. If it was to get outside of this range, we have it. We have it. What about 37? Would 37 work? Back below the 15. Respect that to continue up. What are we saying? Yeah, I think the 37 can work. So this is my last attempt, 37 pip stops, buys above this high here. So let's see if we can break it or not. I don't know, but do you really trust these buys? I think it can work, yeah. It follows that original idea. We do have the liquidity grab now. If it can break the highs, it can be good. And this is what I have to stick with. It was my original plan to be a buyer above here. We just, I mean, the candle didn't blast all the way through. We're not at target right now. You know, like, I don't mind it pulling back now. We don't have to be part of that. But I do think it could be nice if we break the highs now, especially after this bottom wick now. This is nice to see, this bottom wick. Good liquidity grab. 5 wanted to retest previous 5. Yeah. Gonna go sideways until NY? I hope not, because then it's gonna be boring. But let's see if we get triggered first, then I can worry about that after. For now, I've been seeing good volume. 50-minute has long rejection wick. It will be filled. No buys from now. I view it not as this as a wick fill. You could be right, but for me, I'm viewing this as a liquidity grab. Overall is bullish, but 1 hour is giving structure change. Then hopefully we respect this high, and that happens without me being involved, right? Because this is now the second 15-minute candle we have bullish after liquidity grab. This is like a rubber band grabbing orders. If this flips now, I really doubt that it's going to not give us at least something, man. If this flips now, I just don't see it happening. I mean, of course, I could be wrong. It happens, but... we'll see. Five minutes still respected the range. One of the key things I was looking at. Close back in range. Let me see on 5. I'm looking at 15 on my broker. Yeah, you're right, Bram. You're right. Man, it's not making our life easy right now, huh? Not making our life easy. Let's see what 1 minute is saying, though. We have 1 minute higher low trying to come through here. We have two 15-minute candles bullish. Do we have to be scared about the 5 if we break the high? Super deep bottom wick, is it enough to put us off the trade? Plus we have all this margin here, so this margin here can allow price to retest here then fail if it wants to. So I think I'm just gonna trust more the analysis. Lower time frame is being a little bit confusing, so I want to zoom out a bit, and the way I'm gonna zoom out is just to focus on something like this and just look at it like this. This looks closer to the high than it is on broker, so I'm just gonna show you when I get triggered there, so we can see. Hopefully no slippage this time. Oh, got slipped a little bit, but this is very little. I think we should be fine. What is target? Well, first target going to be this 15-minute resistance. Then we see how we react there. Yeah, we just got a deep bottom wick on this 5-minute open here. We need to respect this structure here for us to continue up. Not sure what we rejected right there. 17 level, heavy rejection came. 1-minute candle bearish. Yeah, no 1-minute structure here, so it's pretty normal for it to pull back. Yeah, we react off the previous 1 hour. We've crossed through it this morning though. Not sure why it's giving headaches still. But there's been no 1-minute pullback, so we kind of have to let it form a 1-minute pullback first and rely on this structure. So since we have this structure, it makes our life a little bit easier. We have to kind of think about the overall idea. I have to keep the overall idea in my head. If you're uncomfortable about that one hour structure, you can just move to break even and be like, look, I'm not really comfortable holding. I'm going to play it safer. That's totally fine, right? You are in control of your trade and your money. So make sure to make those decisions if needed, right? was hoping we close like a thunderstorm would look a lot more healthier. I'm gonna reduce my stop loss to here. I feel like we have to respect this 5-minute structure. Maybe worst case scenario retest here, but to break this, I don't feel it's makes sense to hold if I can minimize a little bit. Yeah, I didn't want the 5-minute to close back inside the range is really what I was hoping it closed back above. Kind of like this. This previous did close back above the below the range on broker, but I'm looking for this pattern to play out. You close break even? Yeah, you can do that as well. It's not out of the question. $15 doji candle. Depends how much I trust my plan right now of those buys. 30 bullish. Looking at 1-minute price action here, be on standby. I might close break even, so be on standby. Basically looking if this 1-minute candle can close bullish or not. Wow, the 1-minute closed bullish, but I got a bit of a pullback here, FU candle. So it did close bullish, but I got this bit of this pullback here coming through here. So that's what I wanted to see, the 1-minute candle, but I didn't have enough time to manage on this close here, unfortunately. That's impossible to manage off that. So my plan was going to be, let me see if the 1-minute candle closes bullish. And then next one, break the high. If it starts to come back, then I can consider managing. But it just dumped down first. So that makes it quite difficult for me to do anything right now. I just have to kind of sit through it. Just gonna go to the toilet, guys. I've been needing the toilet. Just gonna go. Hopefully it brings some volume. I'll be back. Two minutes for this close. I really wanted this 1 minute management here would have been lovely. Just if it broke the high and then came back, I get out break even. Just didn't give me a chance for that. This one didn't close below yet. Too bad DAX didn't give bottom wick. Let's see what DAX. Oh, wow. That's nice on DAX, actually. We should be in DAX, huh? Yeah, no bottom wick makes it tough. Unless you just tried on 15 relied on the big 15 bottom wick. That's the only other way. And then you run current candle. Hopefully we can get some volume on gold. We got volume and then it just dumps now. I don't understand. I really don't understand how that makes sense. I don't understand, man. Oh my god, that is like the most annoying thing I've just seen right now. How that looks on my broker. I can't believe it's just done that, man. Next candle just to dump like this, man, I just can't believe it. Closed no top wick, it pumped and then just came, dive down. How can I manage that, man? Like, I just have to move immediately to break even? Bro, it's gonna end with an SL at this point, man. Look at that's insane that it just wanted to do that right now. No top wick on this. That pisses me off. That's like a really, really nasty outcome. When we finally get the volume we need, and now we have this 5-minute candle that just, it's like, oh, so tiring when it does that. So tiring. You know? Yeah, I saw it close nice on the 5. I had to hold all this drawdown and then I just get a 1-minute candle, just say not today. I mean, broker pushed towards the highs. What? Just makes no... I literally hold through this pullback here, the retest. I mean, that's annoying when it happens because normally I can manage that. Yeah, I broke on my broker. So I just couldn't do anything, man. That candle came. That looks so good, man. That looks so good. There was just no reason. I mean, that candle came right there, man. Push bullish, held through the liquidity grab, and then just open dumped, man. I just can't believe it did that, opened up. It's such a low probability for that to happen. I mean, look at this 1 minute. Really, that's the volume to come in, but no. And then doesn't give me a chance to manage. My entry is here. My entry is here. So we're up here and then comes back and then it's hovering here and then just dumped. just dumped. I saw it hovering, and then boom, flew down. I'm like, what? That's unlucky, man. That's unlucky when that happens. Because honestly, everything was lining up. I just wish it didn't hover here. Maybe I should have just said, okay, break even. That's the push. You need to be more aggressive, break even on these counter trends. Thanks for the tip, man. I appreciate the tip, but I have to disagree with one thing with you, with your tip. Previous daily closed bullish, previous 4-hour closed bullish. It's not a counter bias. It's not a counter bias, bro. Not a counter bias. Yeah, you just have to laugh, man. I guess, like, you just have to just be like, fuck it, man, I'm getting out. But when it does that and it looks super bullish, supply and demand isn't lining up. I've been saying that. We just tapped this mini supply zone down here, man. It still can continue up. It just wants to liquidity grab deeper, maybe. You have this mini supply zone down here. We didn't tap a demand just yet, man. Your demands are up here. So you might be right today, but there's probability and statistics. Right? If we look here, 70% of the time I'm correct, right? So if I can at least be correct 70% of the time, it's fine. If I'm correct less, so be it. But the way this played out today is a very difficult scenario. Right? The way this played out today is a very difficult scenario. To have the 1 minute just push, I was up. Immediately, we had that beautiful liquidity. I was up 15 pips in profit. And then it was hovering above my entry and dumped straight through it. And at that point, I thought, okay, let me wait for the 1 minute close. If it closes strong bearish, I'm going to close because I don't want to make decisions that fast. And then it just seems like it wants to come for a deeper liquidity grab and maybe still continue up bullish eventually. I just don't know with London, man. This is London. It's just, look at this, man. This is what I had to trade today. And we have everything at this point here. There's just no reason for me unless I'm just full conservative trading to close. I mean, all Londons, we've had good continuations. Structure has to happen. Structure happens and you hold through the structure. Here's all the structures. This was beautiful, man. Another liquidity grab. We've grabbed liquidity once, twice. You know? I just don't see a way out of that unless I just went to break even and say I'm done. Not trust my plan. The 15 wasn't enough to go break even. I didn't tap the 15. We tapped the 15, I go break even 100%, man. I totally will go 15 to go break even at that. You know? No problem. Then the 5 minute, I said fine. If 5 minute candle closes below here, I'm going to consider managing as we break this low. Just accept the loss. Right? Instead, what happens is we liquidity grab it. We liquidity grab it. We actually close bullish. Plus 15 pips. My original stop loss in this trade was around 40 pips. No, 35 pips. So plus 15 is not much. I didn't see a reason. I mean, I could have just been like, okay, I'm break even. That's it. Anyways, I'm gonna hop off. I don't think I have much to explain. Just embarrassing, to be honest, that it had to happen like that, and it has to happen in these ways these days. You know, but risk was controlled. Luckily, I managed a bit of stop loss to save 0.2, 0.3%, which is not bad. And yeah, that's it. That's it, to be honest. I really think that yeah, it's just the way it played out was just thin wire, man. You have a negative CRV? What's a CRV, bro? And every time I see your trades on stream, it's BE or loss? It's coming in I did give you the opportunity to go break even in this trade, man. And it's not true that every trade on stream is a loss. You can see the trades I've taken. Yeah, there's more losses in these type of scenarios for sure. And today was just an unlucky one, man. And you know, you can hate at it, it's fine. And I understand, yeah, maybe you're seeing a little bit more losses. But honestly, in this today's scenario was very difficult, man. I was fully trusting my plan and really trying to give this a chance, and this looked very good, man. So really, this was just, you know, ranging in here for now. So yeah, anyways, accept the L for today. I come back for NY. And that's how it is, man. EYES indicator not been too well in it, bruv. Nah, man, not working too well in it, bruv, huh? Isn't, right? So yeah, it isn't. NY is playing pretty well. I know, but then I stream NY and then no one shows up and then they all say I lose in London. It's just how it's been these days, but I can't change anything about it, you know? Anyways, I'm gonna hop off now. Thank you guys for showing up. Have an amazing day. Bye, guys.